Honda is very excited for the first time to show publicly the 22 model redesigned Honda Passport Trailsport, and this is the Honda Rugged Roads project vehicle.
Clearly there are many much bigger, more built, sexier vehicles at Expo, but the reality is many of us simply can't build something like that. In fact, many of us can't have a dedicated adventure vehicle. We need a vehicle that we can get out in the backcountry if we want to, but that we can also take our kids to school in. If you want to see some big, crazy, overbuilt rigs, there's plenty of YouTube channels that are covering that. Personally, I struggle to get excited about those huge campers, those huge trucks. They're completely unattainable to someone like me, and I can't even imagine just paying for the fuel to go anyplace in one of those big rigs. Already, I can't believe how much money I spent just driving my little Nissan down to Arizona and back. Just for 100% transparency, Honda did arrange for me to be at Expo, and by that I mean they got me a media pass. That's all they did. They got me into the event. They did not pay me to be there. They did not pay any of my expenses to get down there. I simply got a media pass from them, and along with that came zero obligation to even talk about Honda. But I want to talk about the Trailsport because I think it's one of the most interesting stories at Expo. So for me, an important detail of the Honda Trailsport is that it is a down-to-earth, accessible vehicle that someone like me could imagine driving. But as far as all-wheel drive family cars go, it's astonishingly capable. That's the other thing that I find compelling about it and why I think this is such an interesting story.
And what you're going to see here today is going to show all the future intentions of where we're going to be headed with future Trailsport models to come. We had the wonderful opportunity to collaborate with John DZ Adventuring on this build.
How's everyone doing?
Hey, John DZ.
The new Trailsport version of the Passport has all new front fascia styling.
So finally, the front end styling matches its off-road capabilities. Has a really blocky front look. From the A-pillars forwards, all new sheet metal, new fenders, new front bumper, new hood with a nice overhang. And also what's really cool, when you think about aerodynamics on a very blocky front end, we have some nice air inlets that come in through here. So that really helps with the MPG on this vehicle. Creates an air curtain around the tire and distributes the air out really awesomely.
You'll notice that we have these tow hooks. These are actually tow hooks that were R&D'd by Honda for the Rebel Rally.
As you can see, we have the increased ground clearance. That's something that will be coming to future Trailsport models. Also, more aggressive tires here. We have the all-terrain tires by Firestone. Got the nice cladding here. And then we also have the HPD black wheels.
The Trailsport will feature 18-inch wheels. That gives you more sidewall, more possibility to air down compared to the 20-inch wheels. Up top, we have a roof nest rooftop tent. This is the Sparrow XL. The roof nest rooftop tent is aerodynamic. It was a rooftop tent that made sense. And right here, we have the Dirt Complex Trail Swing rear hitch tire carrier. And right here, we have a front runner table.
It's got some really cool 3mm high strength steel skid plates over the oil pan and fuel tank. You know, so this thing is ready to go overlanding. We updated the materials on the inside of the vehicle, so it does have a more scratch resistant, it's easier to clean. So when you're out in the wild, you're coming back in with all this dirt, the material is just so easy to wipe it down or wash it down in.
I don't think they actually covered all of the interesting points about the Trailsport that they could have. The important takeaway here is that this is a vehicle with proven capability. It has proven itself over and over in the hands of my buddy John that it can go just about any place you'd want to go out exploring the backcountry. Its all-wheel drive capabilities are simply better than anything else that's out there. And I don't know all of the technical stuff. There's things with the transmission and twin clutch and gear ratios, and I admit I'm not a technical person along those lines. I would encourage you to go check out John DZ Adventuring because he talks at length about some of these technical details and why it results in his Passport being so much better than his Subaru was. The other really compelling thing here is that it was very, very refreshing to see a car company not only reach out to the community and say, hey, what do you need from us? What do you want us to do? They actually took to heart the recommendations that John brought to them and developed this vehicle accordingly. That is really, really something else. So I understand that this was Honda's first time ever to be at an Overland Expo, and I thought they did a really nice job. They put together a truly engaging display that was more than just, hey, come look at our stuff. It was interactive. They had classes and presentations that were quite interesting. My buddy John did a class. They had a Honda engineer who is also a Rebel Rally driver do a class. They had this guy who is a former TV personality do this survival class that was super, super interesting. I learned some stuff about building shelters and starting fires and fighting edible foods that I never would have known otherwise. So I will say, good job, Honda. It was a great setup. The large booth with space to get underneath out of the sun was fantastic. The classes were interesting. It was nice to see a setup that was more than just, here's our products, please buy them, but truly an attempt to provide an engaging and educational experience for anyone who stopped by. All right, stay tuned to the channel. I've got more Expo content coming, including taking a look at all of the various things that I found to be compelling or interesting products or concepts. I will also be taking a look at Nissan specific products and a few other little odds and ends to show you guys. Thanks for watching.